Namaste, Sitaram. A pleasant good morning. Welcome to Rudraaya. I'm your host, Nisha Sharma, and Rudraaya is being brought to you with the kind compliments of Maharujitav Mandir. And of course, our Mandir is located at 850 Tapscott Road, Unit 34 in Scarborough, with Tapscott and McNichol being our closest intersection. So today is a very special program, but I'm not going to tell you why it's a very special program. Today, during the program, you'll learn why it's a very special program. So for now, we'll get straight into our pravachan with our spiritual leader, Pandit Ravi Sharma. Enjoy.
प्रेम से बोले श्री रमापति महादेव की जय. Sanatana Dharma teaches us that we are all affected by 5 different forms of bondage. The wisdom of our scriptures also provide us with guidance on how to deal with suffering, problems and hardship. The question can be asked that what are the 5 bondages? It is called Panch Kalesha. Harahu Kalesha Vikara. We are told in Shri Hanumanji Chalisa. So the Panch Kalesha, or the 5 types of bondage, they are called as the 5 mental afflictions. Avidya, ignorance. Asmita, ego. Raga, attachment. Dvesha, aversion. Abhinivesha, the fear of loss or death. There is also what we call as the Panchakosha, the 5 sheets that envelop the soul. Annamaya Kosh, the food sheet. Pranamaya Kosh, the vital air sheet. Manomaya Kosh, the mind sheet. Vijnanamaya Kosh, the mental sheet. Anandamaya Kosh, the bliss sheet. These also belong to one of the 3 bodies, the gross, the subtle and the causal body. There is what we call as the 3 karma, the 3 types of karma. Sanchit, the stored up karma. Prarabdha karma, bearing fruit now. And agami karma, karma that we are creating now. Tritapa, the 3 types of misery. Daihika, suffering in a personal way, such as physical and mental illness. Daivika, environmental disease. And bhautik, suffering due to other people in society. Triguna, the 3 qualities that influence the mind. Sattva, purity. Rajas, materialist. And tamas, inertia. Life is filled with various challenges, and there are 2 ways that we can deal with them. We could respond negatively by carrying around the baggage of negativity with us and spiral into further negative thought and emotional patterns. The Buddha puts this into perspective with the story of a man who was shot. He insisted on finding out first why he was shot, who shot him, and the reason for so doing. So instead of treating the wound, we must first think of what we must do to reduce the pain. There's a practical analogy on how we must deal with problems in terms of focusing on the problem at hand and mitigating it. The positive response to life's challenges is to start thinking of ways to deal with the problem. Little by little, we can turn the situation into something positive. We must take the negativities and use them as nutrients in life's garden of good qualities. Flowers of kindness, a tree of wisdom, fruits of sweet insights. From dealing with the problems, we can then share those fruits with others when they too are confronted with life challenges. In the Ramchatramanas, we always hear the term Aage Chale, meaning go forward. In reality, we are all bound by time and we have no choice but to move forward. But the statement denotes a mental attitude that we must develop. We must understand that everything is temporary in life, both good and bad. In this transient world, life situations are always changing. If we can look beyond the impermanent to the permanent, we are using the principle of godliness, of good judgment, of discrimination. That's why the Ramayana speaks of Rishamukha Parvata. Rishi is a seer, the saintly. Mukha means to be silent or quiet, and the mountain represents the mind. We must quiet the mind in order to see clearly. In ideal circumstances, we would be able to have total control over the mind. No thoughts, no experiences, that is the ultimate state. We need to quiet the negative thought patterns that emerge when we are faced with difficulties. We must make some positive affirmations and move forward in life. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shantihi, Harihi, Om.
Deke syamusukani, syamusukani, banar deka syamusukani, banar deka syamusukani, syamusukani, banar deka syamusukani. पुत्र के कौन के पायक, कौन के पायक, कौन के पायक। इसके पुत्री कौन के पायक, कौन के पायक, कौन के पायक। इसके है तुम अभिमानी, तुम अभिमानी। बानर देख श्याम सुखानी, बानर देख श्याम सुखानी, श्याम सुखानी, बानर देख श्याम सुखानी। जैसे ढेर भाई रघुवर से, भाई रघुवर से, भाई रघुवर से। इसके ढेर भाई रघुवर से, भाई रघुवर से, भाई रघुवर से। सबसे कहो अबखान, कहो अबखान। बानर देख श्याम सुखानी, बानर देख श्याम सुखानी, श्याम सुखानी, बानर देख श्याम सुखानी। लंका जानी पाल के, जानी पाल कर, जानी पाल की जानी। लंका जानी पाल के, जानी पाल के, जानी पाल के जानी। रावण है हबे मानिया, हबे मानी। बानर देख श्याम सुखानी, बानर देख श्याम सुखानी, श्याम सुखानी, बानर देख श्याम सुखानी। तुलसीदास आशा रघुवर से, आशा रघुवर से, आशा रघुवर से। आशा रघुवर से आशा रघुवर से आशा रघुवर से कैसे ब्याहन लगाई वानर देख श्याम सुखाए 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 वानर देख श्याम सुखाए.
On behalf of Maharudradev Mandir, Rudraaya, the Board of Directors in our community, I would like to extend a happy birthday to Auntie Nisha.
My dear viewers, I hope you've enjoyed this morning's pravachan, and of course, I want to say thank you very much also to Kashmira for wishing me a happy birthday, and of course to Board of Directors at Maharudradev Mandir and Rudraaya TV, and also I know all of you out there who are also sending your greetings to me as well. And I'd like to also thank Rakesh and of course my family for gathering on Thursday and celebrating my birthday. And each year for my birthday, I think for the past 25 years, I do the same thing on my birthday every year, which is no matter what day it falls, take a day off, come to the mandir, and we chant 108 Hanuman Chalisas. And why do I do it? Because I believe that life's greatest gift is life. And on your birthday, you celebrate life. And so you thank God for another happy, healthy year. And so I want to thank those who came out with me, even though we're in the pandemic stage, still to celebrate my birthday. We'll now get into our health segment with our own Dr. Sachin Ramkisoon.
Sitaram and welcome to Health Corner. I am Dr. Sachin Ramkisoon, and today's episode is the first in a series of episodes specifically focused on diabetes. We've had a lot of requests from our viewers to speak more in depth about diabetes on Health Corner. Today is the first episode in a series looking at what diabetes is, the various types of diabetes, how it is diagnosed, who is at risk of developing diabetes, the various treatment options, the complications of diabetes, and what you can do to reduce your chances of developing diabetes. Diabetes is a chronic disease that results in high blood sugar levels. It is an extremely common disease, as I am sure we all know someone who has been diagnosed with diabetes, or perhaps you are diabetic yourself. In North America, about 8% of the population is diabetic, and this rate tends to be higher for the South Asian and West Indian populations. It is a very common condition that we all need to be aware of. In order to understand the various types of diabetes, we need to understand how food is processed in our bodies. Most of the food that we eat is broken down into glucose, the form of sugar that we find in our blood. This glucose is the main source of energy for our body. After the food is digested, glucose passes into the bloodstream where it is transported to the various cells within the body. However, the glucose has to get inside the cells in order to be used as fuel. This is where insulin comes in. Insulin is the key that opens the cell's door to let the glucose inside. Without insulin working properly with the cell, the glucose cannot enter. The glucose then builds up in the bloodstream since it cannot enter the cells, and the cells starve because they do not have enough glucose to use as fuel. Insulin is produced by the pancreas, an organ found just behind the stomach. When we eat, the pancreas automatically produces the right amount of insulin to move the glucose from the blood into our cells. There are a few problems that can arise from this process. If our pancreas does not produce insulin, then there is no key to open the door of the cells. Therefore, the glucose cannot enter and instead builds up in the bloodstream. This is what happens in type 1 diabetes. In type 1 diabetes, the body's immune system destroys the part of the pancreas that produces insulin. This results in little or no insulin for the body to use, resulting in glucose building up in the bloodstream and not enough getting into the cells. About 5% of diabetics are type 1. The other problem that can occur is not with the insulin production, but with the cells themselves. Sometimes the cells do not respond well to the insulin, even though there is enough insulin available. In this analogy, this is like the door being stuck, even after being unlocked with the key. This results in glucose being unable to enter into the cells and building up into the bloodstream. This is what type 2 diabetes is. This is where the cells no longer respond very well to the insulin that is available, resulting in less and less cell uptake and more built-up in the bloodstream. The cells become insulin resistant. About 90% of diabetics have type 2 diabetes. Another type of diabetes is called gestational diabetes, which develops during pregnancy. This is where the cells have a decreased response to insulin, much like in type 2 diabetes. It is important to know since about half of all women who have gestational diabetes will develop type 2 diabetes later in life. In our next episode, we will discuss type 1 diabetes, with the rest of the series being dedicated to type 2 diabetes. Feel free to contact me with requests and comments at maharudradevmandir@gmail.com. Thank you for joining with me, and I look forward to speaking with you again next week on Rudraaya.
My dear viewers, we are at the corporate segment, so I'd like to introduce you to Kamalji from Lotus Funeral Home.
Sitaram and Namaste. My name is Kamal Bardwaj, and I'm the owner of Lotus Funeral and Cremation Center in Toronto and Kitchener Funeral Homes and Crematorium in Kitchener. I'm also a licensed funeral director. At the funeral homes, please note that we are a multi-faith organization, which means that we handle any faith coming into our facility, that being Hindu families, Christian families, Muslim families, non-denominational, Catholic, whatever the case may be. We are equipped and specialize in the ability to handle all these funerals. We have all the equipment from icons to items needed, such as puja items, to handle all these services. We can also provide the pastors for Christian service, Panditji for a Hindu service, for a priest for a Catholic service, an imam for Muslim, etc. At Lotus Funeral Cremation Center and at Kitchener Funeral Homes and Crematorium, we operate 7 days a week and 24 hours a day. Our crematorium is located in our building, so we never have to leave our building in cold or bad weather for a cremation. Our crematorium space can have a large group of people to attend the witnessing of the cremation as well. For Hindu families, we can provide all the puja items, including fresh leaves and a havan kund. We have large halls that accommodate large seating to smaller ones. We are centrally located for families in the west and families from the east. For more information, please contact me from the telephone number on the screen. Thank you for watching, and see you next week on Rudraaya. Sitaram.
Life is beautiful, but death is inevitable. I realized this when my dad passed away. So much pain, and amidst all this, the worry of arranging a funeral. Thankfully, in all this, Kamal stood by me. From the viewing to the cremation, he arranged it all at one location. Once someone is gone, they don't come back. But Lotus Funeral Home knows how to give them a respectable farewell.
Lotus Funeral Home. Life must be celebrated.
लागी बिंद्रा बननी को आले मन लागी बिंद्रा बननी को हरे आले मन लागी बिंद्रा बननी को.
My dear viewers, we've come to the end of another segment of Rudraaya. And of course, in addition to my birthday, I was blessed the date that my son was born, 3 days before my birthday, which, June 21st, where he celebrated his birthday as well. So I would like to send special birthday greetings on behalf of myself and his dad, his sisters, the crew at Rudraaya TV, as well as Maharudradev Mandir, to him, Rudradev Sharma, as he celebrated his 13th birthday this past week, and wish him all the best as he enters into teenage life. And I'm looking forward to that as well. Many of my friends, many of you always say, hey, Nisha, wow, another birthday, and you never look like you age. So what is your secret? So I will share my secret with you. There's 4 things to do in life. Sing like no one's listening. Love like you've never been hurt. Dance like nobody's watching. And live like it's heaven on earth. And that would be my advice or my secret as to why I look as though I never aged. So I'd like to thank our kind sponsors at Maharudradev Mandir, as well as our executive producer, Gary Khan, for making Rudraaya possible. Until we meet again next week, have a blessed week. Namaste.
Namaste to everyone. On behalf of the management and staff of the Maharudradev Mandir and Rudraaya TV, we would like to wish our host of our Rudraaya program, Nisha Sharma, a very happy birthday on behalf of all of us and the public out there. Hope she enjoy her day, and thank you very much.
कान्हा चाहे ऐसी नहीं मैं हाँ तेरी राधा जैसी नहीं मैं फिर भी हो कैसी ऐसी नहीं मैं कृष्णा मोहे देख तुले एक बार कान्हा कान्हा आन परी में तेरी द्वार कान्हा आन परी में तेरी द्वार बूंद ही बूंद प्यार की चुन कर प्यासी रही पर लाई हो गिरिधर टूटे ही जाए आस की कागर मोहना ऐसी गांगरिया नहीं मार कान्हा कान्हा आन परी में तेरी द्वार कान्हा आन परी में तेरी द्वार माटी करो या स्वर्ण बना लो तन को मेरी चरणों से लगा लो मुरली समझ आको उछालो सच
To my mom, I love you and I hope you enjoy your special day.
हनुमत बल भी